Good morning, America. We're playing Twilight Train. I don't know who made that. There's no author, just the name of the song. Twilight Train. Got a good show for you today. We're going to cover a lot of topics. We're going to cover the debates. We're going to cover another recall at Ford. Who would have thunk? Who would have thunk that there's another rebate at Ford? And there is. Expect another one. And we're also going to talk about CDK, the cyber attack that's crippling the auto industry. Yeah, I bet you don't know about that, but if you try to buy a new car or take your car to the dealership, chances are it could be impacting you. And it's impacting 15,000 dealers across the nation. Let's talk about it. Some nice soothing music to start the morning. It's Friday, 6/28. July is over the yonder, folks. Think Monday. Monday starts July. Have a good weekend. It's kind of like a quasi-holiday weekend here, guys. Get ready for the weekend. There you go. That was Twilight Train. Jump aboard the train. I'm talking about the Trump train, folks. Let's cover the debate first. We'll get that out of the way. Wow, it's I guess it's what I expected, but Joe was worse than I expected. Let's just say his ice cream has melted, and they're brooming it off the floor at this point. It's elder abuse, folks. It is nothing more than elder abuse. I feel sorry for him in a way, but I don't. They've had multiple chances to get out of the way and let someone else take over, but for some reason the puppet masters have decided to keep utilizing the Trojan horse known as Joe Bergen. Sometimes we call him Joe Bergen here on the show. So he's the great American zero, as you can see in the picture there on the left. There you go. So he was squashed. He wasn't all there. If you get a chance, take a look at the video. Anybody that has their right wits about them will be able to make a decision and come to a decision in a quick order that this gentleman is not capable. It actually worries me that he's still in office. I'm not worried about the election. They call it the election selection coming up in November. Hey guys, you gotta vote. Gotta vote. That's the only way. That's the only mechanism we have here to fight back is to vote. So get out there and vote. Make sure you're registered if you can. None of you illegals out there should be registering. I know they are. Here in the state of Illinois, any type of interaction with the state of Illinois, they want to register you, even though you're not a citizen. Yeah. Think about that. It scares me that he's president right now after seeing him last night. I've been watching him closely for the last couple of months. Fox News, Fox in New York, they keep a close eye on him, and there's some days he looks bad. He doesn't do much. I mean, he gets up in the morning, has breakfast, goes to his office at the White House, signs a few papers, and by 2 o'clock he's back. He's done for the day. So it's sad what he has become. I don't know if you guys know, we kind of had a similar situation with Reagan maybe the last year or two of his presidency. He was suffering from Alzheimer's, I believe. And they kept it hush hush and everything, and but nothing happened. But people didn't know about it until years and years later. They did a very good job of keeping him out of the public eye, I guess. Joe, it's clearly evident for months now. You just need to go back go look at his inaugural address and compare it to what's happening like at the State of Union and stuff like that, or any of his. He doesn't even do many press conferences and stuff, but just watch the video of him, and it's remarkable. It's remarkable. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the auto industry, and I just got this off the internet. I didn't even need my sources for this stuff. Ford is recalling 550,000 pickup trucks because of the transmission just unexpectedly decides to downshift to first gear. Boy, that would be a hell of a wake me up on a Friday morning when you're going down the highway doing 60 or 70 and the old tranny decides to go to first gear. That would wake you up and maybe throw you through the windshield. Covers certain F-150 pickups. That's their flagship model there, the F-150, from 214. So that's almost like 10 years old. I wonder how many of those are still on the road. I hope not many, because I sure in the hell wouldn't want to be driving a truck and all of a sudden it decides to go into first gear. We've said it before. And there is no, I've got some buddies who work for Ford, and they don't even protect the company. They know that quality is job last, right? They've got that moniker, quality is job last at Ford. And, and I did a video just a couple of days ago how they're moving their engineering and design, and actually I saw they're manufacturing cars in the Mexico City area and starting to figure out how to ship them to South America and Latin America. They're not making all their cars in Detroit, Michigan much anymore, and I think I saw some reports too. They're bringing down. I think they were closing a plant in Europe too and laying off tons of people. So Ford's got some problems, and we've talked about this before, part of their problem is they were listening to Joe Bergen. They were pushing those EVs like everybody else, and nobody wanted those pieces of crap. Nobody wanted those pieces of crap. Yeah, nobody wants those EVs. Everyone that wants one has one. And now they're actually they kind of got their head out of their keister. Let me say that, right? Head out of your keister. Get your head out of your keister. And they're making hybrids now. Although I know Ford is also testing some EVs that were made by a Chinese company. They are testing them in Michigan. Some Chinese SUVs, the EVs, they are testing them right now. I'm telling you. I know this because I have connections. So, and we've got an EV battery plant ramping up here in Mantino, down by Kankakee, where I get this stuff. Get some of this stuff, folks. If you need some good pepper spray, check out Vexor. It's made in Kankakee, Illinois. So anyway, they're making, the Chinese are building a battery factory down in Mantino, and actually I believe they're getting some funds and support from the state of Illinois. Go figure, right? Go figure. Jelly Belly Pritzker, the Chris Christie of the Midwest. Yeah, the Chris Christie of the Midwest, think about that, is giving a Chinese company some of our tax dollars so they can build a battery plant and then ship those batteries over to Michigan. That's the plan. The people in Michigan put up a stink about this and pretty much kicked them out of the state. So they came to Illinois and they got some money there and they're setting up shop in Illinois. There you go. There you go. Okay, let's talk a little more about the auto industry. If that's not enough to make you depressed for the weekend, let's talk about the cyber hacking that's going on. It's not getting a lot of press. There's a company, and I think they have an office over here in Hoffman Estates area. I actually worked with a guy that was working for them the last couple of years. He's no longer working with them, but he did work with them. Haven't talked to him recently, but anyway, let's talk about CDK. Yeah, it's a little bit of a broken record, but they provide dealer management systems to auto dealers, both new and used. And this software is like a huge suite of software, and it can do many, many tasks, okay? It's integral to the selling and servicing of cars, basically. And from the point of you putting in a request that you want to buy a car, right? Like if you're on the internet, you see a car somewhere and you put in an email or something, this software handles that whole process. So as the dealers are responding to your emails, it's getting tracked all the way to the purchase and registration of new cars and used cars. This software does that. Okay? So it sounds pretty comprehensive. Well, it is, and it can be. 15,000 dealerships across the United States have been impacted by this software being hacked. And they keep saying that they're working on it, it's going to get better. And guess what, folks? It's been almost a week and they haven't made much progress. We're coming to the end of the month. Dealerships, and here's why it's a big deal. Dealerships get paid on how much they sell. So as we're coming to the end of June, if they have to use and a lot of these dealers have been doing this, they've transitioned to manual pen and paper. There you go. They're using the old pen and paper. They can't sell cars as quickly, and it takes more time and effort. So guess what? They're not going to sell as many cars in June as they would, likely, if their system was working. Okay? So, and they need every sale that they can get. Think about this. Just 1 or 2 car sales in a month can throw up a dealership's incentives and money they get back from the manufacturer greatly. Hundreds of thousands of dollars just for selling a couple more cars. But if you're having problems or it's taking 3-4 times more effort to sell a car because you're using pen and paper, you're right, the old pen and paper, we're back to the Stone Age almost. You're not selling as many cars, and thus the revenue of your business goes down. Yep. It's all about the buck, folks. All about the big buck. So, and as I said, the software is also used for scheduling of repairs. So if you're thinking about taking your car into the dealer or a large shop that would be potentially utilizing this software, you may have some problems. I follow a couple of YouTuber channels, and this one guy, he runs a used car sales lot, and he's having some problems getting parts because the people that he buys his parts from, their system is locked up. So he can't get parts for his cars because of it. So he's dead in the water, or it's taking him longer to get his parts. So not a good thing, folks. Not a good thing, especially at a time when car dealers lots are starting to swell like that Fox River I showed you in the video yesterday. Yeah, check out that video where we went to Island Lake and about the collapse of the economy around us. And I also showed you guys the Fox River, which is close to Island Lake, and it's about 2 feet up because we've gotten like about 5 inches of rain in the last 5 or 6 days here. Let's hope that the river goes down, but it's probably going to be another. I think 4th of July is a washout for the boaters. I don't think the river is going to come down that fast. But there you go. So yeah, 4th of July, Thursday of next week, folks. Thursday of next week. So have a good weekend this week. I think there's going to be a lot of 4th of July festivities going on this weekend too. So have a good one, and we're heading to the weekend. Where are we at here with this live stream? I've just given you guys chock full of information. It's things are getting crazy. Things are getting crazy, and I'm here to tell you, like I've been telling you for the last week or so, I'm getting a sense that time is running short. There's a melt up going on in the stock market, okay? The stock market is highly manipulated, folks, in case you don't know. And yes, the stock market is way up, and that's why it's way up, is because it's been highly manipulated. It's just a matter of time that they lose control of some of this stuff, and things are going to come crashing down severely. So if you've got any money in the stock market, be careful, folks. Be careful of where you've got your stuff invested, because there's warning signs a flashing, right? The warning signs are a flashing. The bells are a ringing. I think we're headed back to something like 2008, and I got a feeling when the balloons start bursting, when the stock market comes tumbling down, you're going to see the housing industry tumbling down. The commercial real estate in many cities is already tumbled. Maybe tomorrow I'll do a video on San Francisco. There's a great content creator that I was watching the other day who was doing a tour of Fisherman's Wharf. Oh my God, there's nothing left of Fisherman's Wharf. There are so many stores and restaurants. That is a huge tourist area. It's been decimated. He shows us at least 2 or 3 restaurants that have been there for over 100 years, and they just closed up within the last couple of years. They just decided to close up. Similar to Island Foods that I showed you in my video yesterday. 50 years in business, 52 years in business, 2 generations of the same family, and they called it quits late this spring and closed up shop, and we bring you guys what that looks like now as a small little town, Island Lake, just east of Crystal Lake on 176. It was their only grocery store. Now the people got to go to Wakanda or Crystal Lake. I guess a small inconvenience. There's been a Jewel like 5 miles from there, 3 miles from there. And if they want to go to Crystal Lake, it's about a 6-mile drive. So, but this little town, 10,000 people, had their own local grocery store. No longer do they have their local grocery store, and Like I said, folks, get up, look around. Look around. You may see restaurants may seem packed. There's people that got money. There's people that got money, and there's a reason for that. Let me tell you part of the reason there. 6% of the people in the middle class have slid into the lower class, the lower income class. 6% of the people have moved down. Okay, about 11 to 15% of the people in the middle class have melted up into the upper class. Okay, so what's happening? The hollowing out of the middle class is well underway. We're seeing the middle class get smaller and smaller, while the wealth divide gets bigger and bigger. So at some point we're going to have the middle class is just going to be a fraction of what it used to be. It used to be the biggest category that we had, the middle class. It was growing. People from the lower classes were climbing the ladder to the middle class, and the people of the middle class were trying to climb up to the upper class. So but that's going to be a thing of the past, folks. Going to be a thing of the past. There's going to be very few people in the middle class. They're all going to be upper class or lower class. And that's why you're seeing the restaurants chock full. And people are using their credit cards if they have to. And there's a lot of needless spending. People spending for wants, not needs. That's still going on. 20% of the credit cards are maxed out, folks. I don't know if you saw that criteria. Probably about 2 months ago they came out. 20% of all credit card holders are maxed out. So with that good news, I'm going to call it an end for today. Have a good weekend. It's kind of dreary and wet here. It's 66 degrees here in northern Illinois, and I am DJ Wonder Chrissy. This is Migrant Mayhem. We are Land Cruiser Midwest. Like, share, and subscribe because it matters. And as we end every show with a good old see ya.